everybody. Welcome to the show tonight. So glad that you guys have decided to join us. Hope you're doing well, having a wonderful Tuesday. Okay, the week is going on by. It's already Tuesday, y'all. We just had the weekend. Crazy, right? These days be going by fast. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to tune in. Listen, I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to go ahead, like, share, let somebody know that Candid Conversations from the Single Place is on. Okay. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and share it. Let somebody know that we're on. I'm glad to have you with us. I'm so excited, guys. You see my new do? Okay, let me stop being retarded or silly. Okay. I'm glad that you guys have decided to come in with us tonight. All right. I see the numbers coming in, but I need some more numbers. I need some more numbers. Y'all come on. Let people know that we're on. We're live. We're live on Facebook on both pages, Stephanie Caldwell, Stephanie Renee, and YouTube official Stephanie Renee. I hope you guys are subscribing and you're sharing and letting people know that we are on, and we're doing this every other Tuesday. All right, so you guys go ahead and get in the room. Get in the room. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you. We're gonna give it a little bit more time. How's everybody doing out there? Y'all let me know where you're tuning in from. Hey, mom. My mom, y'all, she's been married for 40 years. I think it's about 40 years, mom. But she is one of my faithful viewers, baby. My mama gonna watch this show. She gonna support her children, okay? And mama, we glad to have you on tonight. You and dad, appreciate you so much. Y'all get these numbers up, get these numbers up. Y'all just want to say, I want to give a special shout out. Hello, darling. Oh, excuse me, mother. She said, baby, 41 years. Makes no mistake, it's been 41, okay? Not 40. Give it that year, okay? Give it out, give all the years, put all the years on there, and don't make no mistakes about it. Hello, darling, my goddaughter. Hello, thank you for joining tonight. You guys go on and share and let people know that we're on. Listen, I am not going to delay the time because we know we usually try to be on here for about an hour, but that never seems to quite go like we think. It usually goes over almost 2 hours. So I'm not going to, delay the time much. I'm just going to jump right into it. Y'all know how we do it every time we come on. I'm going to go ahead and just bring the crew on, bring the gang on. And I'm so glad to have them each week with me. I appreciate them always. They always coming through. And so without further ado, yes, y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. Y'all stealing that from the Recharge family, my Recharge family. That's their little slogan. Come on in the room. So I'm stealing it a little bit tonight. And shout out for Pastor Candace. I want to say thank you, Pastor Candace. If you're watching this or when you watch this, thank you. You've been hooking the girl up. I really appreciate you, y'all. Listen, she was like, sis, she's so sweet. She was like, I got some stuff I want to help add. She brought these overlays and she been doing a thing. So I want to say thank you, Pastor C. I really appreciate you. And then of course I got to give a shout out to my goddaughter, always holding it down, always helping us out. Like, Mom, you got to do this, you got to do that. So I appreciate my support team. I really, really do. So glad to have y'all. All right, y'all, without further ado, it's 4 minutes after. Listen, the numbers are going up. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, continue to share, like, and share, and let people know that we're on tonight. It's going to be an interesting conversation, as always, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and do what we do. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the crew. We're going to go ahead and get started with Miss Jerica. Hey, my viewing, my co-host, my guest, my gang. Let's say it like that. They ain't even guests no more anymore, y'all. They've been on here so long, they're not even guests anymore. Go ahead and unmute yourself and come on in the room. We're gonna go ahead and say welcome to y'all know her. She come with a lot of mouth talking, but we glad to have her with us as none other Then Jerica, who is AKA tonight, Miss Tell It Like It Is. What's going on,
Hi,
sis?
you guys. I'm glad to be back with you guys another week. I know y'all love seeing my face, and I know y'all love the truth that I bring. So, hey, I Miss Tell It Like It Is. I'm glad to have you guys tonight, ready to get in this conversation and ready for this match. Let's meet my rivals.
Not the rivals. I thought this was just discussion and conversation. She said the rivals.
It's always the rival with Kevin Samuels 2.0.
Oh, Lord. Well, we're glad to have you on. Listen, right now we're going to go ahead and introduce.
I'm sharing it, you guys.
Yes, go ahead and share it. Yeah, please share it. Let people know that we're on. Listen, we're gonna go ahead and introduce. He's new. This is his second time with us, y'all. But we're so excited to have him, and he's happy to be here. And I really love that. And we were looking for another male to come on the show, and he was like, "Listen, sis, I got you." So I really appreciate it. And we're talking about none other than Marquel Smith. Welcome to the room.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Take it easy on tonight, Jerica.
I will.
Oh, Lord, she said it.
Take the boxing gloves off, man.
Well, we're glad to have you, Marquel. Thank you for tuning in with us. We're so excited to have you. And of course, you know, we got to bring him on in. And y'all know who he is. Y'all know what he calls himself. So we're going to go ahead and welcome him on in. That's none other than Mark Fortson, a.k.a. Kevin Samuels 2.0. What's going on, Mark?
What's happening? What it is, what it ain't, took a bath, still stink. You heard me.
What?
What's going on? How you doing?
What's happening, big homie? Jerica, it's terrible to see you as always.
Well, I'm glad to be seen and not viewed. So I consider it a blessing, even coming from you.
Yeah. It's good to see you and your hair. How you doing tonight, sweetie? Yes.
My hair as well.
Shout out to your hair. Yeah. Big shout out to Stacy back there on your head. Yeah.
You're right.
Not Stacy.
No, this is Jay. Get that correct. This is Jay. I don't have on Stacy today.
Oh Lord.
Stacy is what I have on the long one.
This look like Tina. Jay. That's what I need to call him.
A complete mess. Well, listen, y'all.
Y'all know that look like your anime bullet wig.
Hey, well, we'll be rolling on the river.
Yeah, rest in peace to one of the greatest to ever do it, Miss Tina Turner. Insane stat. So, yeah. Well, y'all know our hour goes by really, really fast. Y'all know how we get into it and all. So we're going to jump right into it tonight. For those of you who are watching, if you got a chance to see the flyer that we posted tonight, our topic is meeting the parents, the weight of the family's opinion. Y'all, we going there tonight. Listen, this is what we're talking about. Meeting the parents, the weight of the family's opinion. We're going to jump right into it. This is another one of them hot topics, you know, because in the dating scene and in the dating world, I know for me personally, me and my family, we're very close. We're very tight-knitted. As crazy as we are, and as much as we get on each other's nerves, we're very tight-knitted, right? So every time I would just be meeting a guy or at least trying to get to know him, for whatever reason, my family they would always end up meeting them or finding out about them, not necessarily because it was just I want them to. It's just we so in each other's business like that. I know it's crazy, but they always would meet a person that I was
nosy.
maybe. So it was very hard to keep has been in the past or whatever. I haven't been dating nobody seriously like that, you know, lately, but I know it's coming. Anyways, it was always very hard to keep it hidden from them. So I want to just start off and jump right into it. How soon should you introduce somebody to your parents? You want to take
At the wedding.
Huh?
At the wedding.
Oh, please.
Not at the wedding.
I would say as soon as you guys make the decision that you guys are going to be in a committed relationship or you're going to be in a serious relationship. I think when you're just dating, because you could be dating multiple people at one time, so I wouldn't necessarily bring someone around my family or parents that I wouldn't necessarily consider taking the next step with. So I guess once you get past that dating phase and you actually decide that you're going to be an actual couple, I think that's when you should definitely meet the parent before you get too serious, because your parents can sniff out the fake, the phony, and the bull.
Sasha said when you guys become official.
Right. Doc Wilkerson said when the relationship get look right.
Yeah, get a little bit more serious. So they shouldn't be meeting your parents before then.
I say within the first 6 months, you should kind of know where y'all going and where y'all headed. At least within the first 6 months, you should kind of have an idea about where you guys are going.
Yeah.
The exclusive tag definitely matters. It definitely matters.
Right.
Like
Say that again. Say that
The
again.
exclusive tag definitely matters. No randoms. We don't do that around here. You can't bring anybody home to mama. You just cannot do that. You can't do that. Nah.
That's true. I agree within the first 6 months. You know, I used to be under the impression, and my friends, they had to kind of like, school me a little bit. I used to think like, hey, after a couple of days, like, what we doing? And I had to learn like, no, you don't even know them. But I would say I think that came because of don't laugh, Mark. Because growing up in church, it's like, listen, don't let nobody waste your time. You don't let nobody waste your time. But as I got older, I realized and understand the importance of, because listen, you might think like y'all may be on the same wavelength. Y'all go to church together, whatever the case may be, and it may not be the person that you think they are or that you need, So I've learned, you gotta coast it along. Now during that time, if it hasn't been deemed exclusive, is it okay to date other people and not let them know? Let the person know.
It's free game. It's free game.
Yeah.
It's free game.
Date them all, bro. And made the
Now the men are saying yes.
Yeah.
So the men are saying yes. Would you be okay dating a woman that you know is dating multiple men at one time?
If we don't have a title, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Don't matter to me.
Some men though don't think that way. Like
most men don't think that way, but that's why I was shocked that you guys said.
I don't mind her dating other people. That's save me some money.
Right.
Save me some money.
Well, I'm gonna give you another way to look at it. If you're dating other men, I haven't had the opportunity to vet you yet or enough to take you serious.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well,
I say date them all and may the best one win.
Right.
Some guys, I've experienced some guys like they can't deal with the fact, even though y'all may not be exclusive, the idea of you dating somebody else while you're dating them, even though y'all not exclusive. I've experienced that, like, because
they are wondering if you're sleeping with the other men that you're dating.
Yeah.
So y'all, so since you're saying yeah, but that's not a deal breaker for you, or
if we not serious, then if we just having fun, then what? I can't say nothing.
Right, I can't say nothing.
I can't say nothing.
But whenever you become intimate, emotions always seem to get involved, and that's what kind of throw a monkey wrench in the game. As long as we're not intimate, But the minute y'all become intimate, things definitely gonna change.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they definitely don't
They
shame.
flip on you then, big dog. They flip
I'm
on
telling
you.
you.
They
Yeah,
flip
where you
on you.
Or
going? Where
vice
you think you
versa.
going?
I've seen a lot of men go crazy on women because she
Yeah.
had that grip and gawk 2000. So
Right.
Whoa! Sister Jericho.
Miss
Right.
Tell It Like It Is, and you see my name on that
Sister
screen.
Jericho. What do
Miss
you
Tell
know
It Like
about
It
the
Is.
gawk? What type of slang terminology is that?
This is what the young people are saying. This is what I'm hearing on the internet streets. I don't know these words
Whatever.
personally.
Yeah, blame it on the young folks. There you go. Yeah. Blame it on the young folks.
What's the generation after millennials? The Gen Zers, like Zers?
Oh, that was all you, Jericho.
Sharice, hey, Sharice.
Big homie.
Oh Lord, y'all be forgetting this is a Christian show.
I know. Listen, I ain't the
No,
one
these are
saying
really
that,
terms that
Jericho.
I've seen on the internet. So this is why I'm saying this is what's
No, Jericho, you know what? You need to go fast and pray. You do. You need to go
I'm
fast right
already
now.
fasting and praying.
Turn your plate down.
Oh my God. Sharice said the women are not the only ones who flip out. Men flip out harder. I could
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we do not. We don't flip out harder. Women are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Y'all
So
flip
how
out
many
way.
women have been, and this is a trigger term, but how many women have been killed by domestic violence versus women killing men over domestic violence? Let's be real.
Okay, you talking about that, but let's talk about how many times men done got their windows bust out the car, women done pulled up on them somewhere, and something done started.
And now I agree with you on that,
You know what?
but that's usually because they've done something.
Lord have mercy.
No, that's usually because y'all crazy. I swear to you. Listen, every woman has a propensity to be out of her mind. I swear. Y'all need to start having annual mental health checkups starting around age 14 every year. Well, age 14, every year. Y'all just need to get a mental health checkup every single year around age 14. Because, ooh, Lord have mercy.
So what do men need to do?
Right.
Look closely, observe, and ask about your status. I'm like, are you caught up on your mental health assessment this year? If not, please go see your doctor.
I was gonna tell you, don't you evaluate?
I can't stand you.
I'm just saying. I'm like, Stephanie, like, you cool and everything, babe, but before we move any further, I just need to know what your status is. Have you been assessed for 2023? That's what I need to know.
My mental is in check. I don't know what you talking about. I can't stand you.
Before you meet my mama, have you been assessed for 2023?
Right.
That's all I need to know.
That's your slogan for the year.
Yes, have you been assessed?
Oh my God, I can't.
Why are you in the dark? See, this is what I'm saying.
Right.
We love the darkness because their deeds are evil. This is the scripture.
Well, if you want to talk about darkness, but I ain't gonna even say it. I ain't gonna even say it. Your hair is darker than this scenery right now. So
it should be because it's a 1B, so it's supposed to be blacker than black.
It looked like you spray painted it. That's what you did.
Oh my God. Ebony said, I think you need to clarify what the difference is between casually. Ebony said, I think you need to clarify what the difference is between casually seeing someone and dating. Dating to me means exclusively seeing that person only.
It's dating and dating exclusively. When we're dating, we're dating multiple people. When we're dating exclusively, it's just me and you. Nobody else. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
So I was gonna say, so basically in your book, if you're dating, once you have to specify, like, we're exclusive now. Like, as long as that exclusive word hasn't come in the picture, like it's just me and you, there's nothing. Then for you would say, like, we're still open.
Right. What I kind of found out before I got in a relationship, what I kind of find out is Black people don't necessarily, we're not groomed and taught how to date.
Yeah, true.
It just went, a lot of time with us, it's just, when just kicking it goes wrong. Like, we ain't really even supposed to be doing it, but we just happen to end up in a relationship because we just kicked it. We don't necessarily by the time we get a chance to know somebody, we realize we don't even like that person. when you finally realize, you know, after we done kicked it and the smoke done settled and all that kind of stuff, and we piled some time in, I didn't take my time to really get to know you.
Yeah, that's true. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Carl said that mental health check should be mandatory. Listen, that mental health check should be mandatory on both ends.
Right.
On both ends, because you got some crazy men out here too. Crazy.
Very
crazy.
Much more. Women are much crazier than men are.
Okay, well, go to the courthourse and see all the restraining orders and see who's going and filing.
Listen, no, because men, we don't put restraining orders on y'all. But
that's a lie.
If we could. No, men don't do that. Men, hey, Marquez, tell men don't do that to women. We don't put restraining orders on y'all.
Nah, not too fast. We'll let you be crazy for a minute. You know, let it get all out your system. Let it get all out your system. But I'm a little biased because, like I said, we could be just as hard on the women. You know what I'm saying? All of us ain't all wrapped too tight either, dog. Nah, but I will say this too in the defense. Sometimes women pick the same crazy man over and over and over and over again. They pick the same guy over again.
Why do you think that is?
Because crazy attracts crazy.
Because what?
Crazy attracts crazy.
You made the great point. So if you're talking about a crazy woman, then the man must be crazy. If you say crazy attract crazy, so like you say, we both will need mental health evaluations if that's the case, because
but y'all make us crazy though. That's what it is. We be straight. We be straight before we get with y'all.
He just be talking, y'all.
He got to be
talking him. He be talking because I know you know. You didn't experience crazy because you a little twisted yourself.
Right.
So look, my next question is:
he done talked so much his head on ran away from him.
Listen, it's past 9:00. Shouldn't your hair be in the cage by now?
It ain't time to put on the shelf just yet.
Did you feed it today? Did you feed your hair today? Did you take it for a walk?
I didn't wear it today.
Did you take it for a walk today?
Hey, Trent. Sunshine Anderson said people bring their representative in the beginning. You sometimes don't see the crazy till later on, and I think that's very true.
Well, but I think I say, like Marquel said, when women sometimes pick the crazy guy over and over again, but a lot of times too, women don't acknowledge the red flags that they see at the beginning to kind of let you know he a little crazy. So,
did you?
But
say
you know what I'm saying?
Sunshine Anderson? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Now, go ahead.
Did you say Sunshine Anderson?
Mm-hmm.
The singer?
No.
It's our friend.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But she's still a star too. She's still a star. Our Sunshine Trista is still a star, baby.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
A lot of times you got to give it enough time. We're so guilty of marrying somebody before they give us a ring. So a lot of times we don't give stuff enough time to let it play out. You got to give stuff time to play out. Like I say, within the first 6 months, a year at the most, you should really kind of know where y'all going.
Say what you said earlier. You said we married people before we. What now? That was deep though.
Oh, I'm sorry. We give people a ring before we marry them.
Yeah.
I mean, we married before we get a ring. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, a lot of times, we go with the good stuff and we ignore all the messed up stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, dog.
No, so let me ask a question. Since we're talking about meeting the parents and everything, if you introduce your significant other, and let's say y'all exclusive, y'all dating, y'all it for each other, but if your parents say I don't like him or I don't think that's the one, what happens after that?
I'm glad you brought that up because that was the point that I was going to go to. That was my next point. So come on, let's go.
What happens after that, Stephanie?
That's a stick because if the person you feel like is really good for you, you think this is a great person, and your parents just flat out not like them. Oh man, and see, That's deep for me because I didn't brought people around that my parents are not that hard. It's me and my sisters. My sisters, we're very opinionated with each other. So it's really getting somebody past my sisters, to be honest with you. And
I have the gift of discernment. So they run everything by me.
Stephanie, I see why you singing now. Listening to Jericho. Stop listening to Jericho.
No, that's not why I'm
Stop listening to Jericho, okay?
That's not why I'm single.
They run everything.
Jericho is gonna keep you single, and y'all gonna be shopping at the same hair store after a while.
We already shop at the same hair store.
Don't do me. That's not why I'm single. Listen, okay, let's just put this staple out there. A lot of times people think that just because people are single, and I know you didn't mean this, but we're gonna go into the question. We ain't gonna segue too far off of it. But people think that generally people are, well, I don't know what people think, but let me just say this. Those people who are single are not just single because they can't have nobody. Trust and believe. There are people that's in your inbox hitting you up, trying to holler. It's just, for me anyways, you get to a certain age, it's like, if I feel any ounce, and maybe I'm stuck in my ways, and perfectly I'm not. I don't think that I am, because I'm not like overly critical, judgmental about how a person looks, this, whatever. Of course, everybody have their purposes, but at the end of the day, if I sniff out any crazy, any of the buffoonery, like I'll be out of there. Like I get guys in my inbox. I'm on the dating apps. I just recently, this guy, I promise y'all, and I'm just, y'all know me. I put it out there. I don't be caring. I don't really hide a whole lot of stuff. But this guy just met military. This man came out the radar. He started texting. He's like, why are you not responding? I was like, oh, he crazy. I was like, even today, I haven't even responded to him yet. I was like, yeah.
Now, so then you send me a picture of that guy, asked me what I thought about him, what I say.
No, this was another guy.
Oh, okay.
The guy that was in the military. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I'm like, what is it, Lord? Like, I mean, he wasn't a bad looking guy. Things he was talking about all the stuff he's doing and stuff. But he started blowing my phone up, like, so what's going on? Why you not answering? I'm like, I'm busy. Like, I have a life. I was like, yeah, check you off the list. So how do you let a person down kind of nicely? Because I'm like, oh, man.
Block.
We agree on that one, Jerry.
We agree, because I don't even give them a chance to respond. I just completely put them on block. Don't ever call me no more. I don't know like words to say.
But Stephanie, I want to hear you and Jericho's answer, because y'all are close. Y'all are close-knit family. And I want to know, if you brought somebody, like, let's say you met a guy, right? And he hit for you. Like, he checked all the boxes. But your mom and your dad be like, baby, I don't think he hit. What do y'all do? What do you do?
I would. Now, it would be, well, honestly, I wouldn't go further. Because of the simple fact that I know my parents have my best interest at heart. I know my mom is a prayer warrior. She has a lot of life experience, and so far she has never been wrong about any of the guys we've dated. So, I would definitely, now it depends on the situation. Now, if the guy, and I'm really feeling like he's that one, then I would definitely kind of let it play out. If I notice some things, to see if, but your parents, if I don't think I could be in a relationship or marriage with somebody that my parents do not approve of, do not like. I definitely know that I couldn't do that, because as a family unit, and being a strong family unit and a close family unit, I just couldn't be around. I wouldn't want that tension in my family unit, or I wouldn't want the same to go into a family where his mother didn't like me. That I don't want that tension, because I feel like at some point that's going to cause tension in your marriage, your relationship, and it never really, I don't think, works. I've never seen a successful marriage, long-term marriage, where the parents didn't get along with the spouse. That's just me. So I definitely would consider ending it if my parents didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I would, like I said, in our situation, my parents are not like hardcore. Like, they are, my parents, our parents been married for 41 years. So they are not like hardcore about a whole lot of things as it relates. But I think when they know a good guy, Marco, can I put you on this? Can we put you on
Go for it.
I knew that you were doing that.
Go for it.
You said don't do it.
Go
So for a prime example, okay, everybody, you guys, y'all see Marquel. Marquel is actually dating our sister, okay, our other sister. And my parents have, you know, they like Marquel. And I think that with our parents or whatever, it's like it doesn't, they will see, you know, after a while through some of the stuff or whatever and decipher through. And I think that, you know, like Joker said, my parents, you know, they're praying people, you know, and my dad was from the street, so he used to try to teach us a lot of different things or whatever. But I think that if my parents disapprove, even though I have dated in the past and they was like, I don't think that's gonna work, they never were like, my parents are not like the type of people that just be all up in our business and, you know, like, oh, you know, just, you know, some parents just be extra. No, mom has never like just been so overly extra. Like they'll give us their opinion now, but like as far as like calling every 5 minutes, all up in our business, and you know, come to Mama has never done. Oh, mom, you see your child? Somebody.
Can I say something about your parents right quick? Can I say something about y'all parents right quick? Mm-hmm. From what I recognize about them, they supportive, but they're the kind of parents that let y'all figure it out.
Yeah,
right.
They'll be there to catch y'all, but they'll be like, okay, I done told her, so she gotta go over there and bust her head herself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That is
Marquel, do your mama like your girlfriend?
Of course. Of course. You know it.
Let me tell you something. Mark be making jokes, but one thing Julia and Jerry Caldwell did, they made some, top tier women. They really did. They made some top tier women. So the Caldwell sisters are definitely
they're a unit, boy. Black Ops. They definitely unit.
Y'all a 3-ring circus is what y'all is. Y'all a 3-ring circus over there.
He gotta go get a hair implant.
You know what? I think your wig growing into your scalp. That's what I think. You done had it on so long.
I'm gonna cut some off and add it to your beard.
No, that's all right.
But
it'll connect after a while.
We might have our crazy. I ain't gonna sit up and say we don't have our craziness, but we some pretty decent women. We pretty.
So you would break up. So
you're not on y'all.
So your mama said, Stephanie, he ain't it. I don't like him. I don't like the way he look. I don't like the way he talk. Get rid of him. What you gonna do?
Well, my mom don't talk like that.
If my mama ever said that, I would absolutely get rid of him because of the simple fact that my mama don't talk like that. Yeah. So if she said get rid of him, he out the door.
Yeah.
He'll be on block that day.
But I agree with Marquel that our parents are like that. Like they will give their opinion. Like I don't know, you know, are y'all compatible spiritually? You know what's how is he going? But at the end of the day, after they said they they don't like, you know, they're gonna let us, like he said, they let us figure it out on our own. Not figure it out on our own. We always have the support, but they give us the space. Now, you know, like I said, they put their 2 cents in. Don't get me wrong, But yeah, I want to go back to some of the comments. Carl said family approval was everything for him on both sides.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you guys? Mark, if your parents didn't agree?
My parents ain't never agreed on none of the women I brought home.
Have they been wrong so far?
I ain't stuck around because that wasn't my purpose. So, you know, any woman that met my parents, it was by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Except for maybe like maybe 2. It might have been 2 women that I actually introduced them to. But for real, I ain't never just brought nobody home like that. And
why? Why were these women that you were dating, like, were you considering them for possible marriage, or was this just like, hey, I'm here to have fun? Oh, so you never dated a woman where you was actually considering trying to marry her, like see what it could really be?
Once.
Really?
Once. Yes, one time. My ex, we dated from 2013 to 2015, and I actually bought a ring. I never proposed to her, but I did buy a ring.
So,
you froze.
Neighbor Wi-Fi. Neighbor Wi-Fi.
That just me. See that the Lord probably didn't even want me to talk about her because that was crazy. That's about as close as I got though. That's about it. Cause I've introduced my parents to three women, maybe three. Yeah, three women in my whole life.
So were you, and I'm just kind of delving a little bit, were you not serious? Like when you were dating, you weren't looking for marriage at the time, you were just looking for fun girls? Like what was it? No,
I don't never look for marriage going into a dating situation. Not at first.
Right.
It has to develop into that. So no, in a relationship I've been in, and if I'm being honest, I've only had about maybe 4 legit girlfriends in my life. You know, but going into the situation, I wasn't looking for marriage and I wasn't looking for longevity. I was like, okay, she cool, she nice. We have a lot of fun. And then along the way, I started feeling her a little different, you know, but my parents have only met, like I said, maybe 3 women, two or three, like for real. But I will say this, they've never really given an opinion of, oh, I like her or I don't like her. I mean, generally they like people, they nice, you know what I'm saying? You remember we said in the text thread, meeting my mom and daddy don't mean nothing to me. Because my parents gonna be loyal to me regardless.
Right.
So just because you met my mom and them don't mean all right, you the end all be all. You know, my parents gonna be nice to you regardless because you know they just nice people. But meeting my parents never really that wasn't no stamp of okay, this solidifies this my wife. I'll know you my wife when I get down on bended knee and actually propose.
Oh, you gonna know then? You got to know before then. That's what makes
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, but meeting my parents really holds no weight.
We're talking about in a sense of if your parents approve that person or not whether you're waiting in your book, but whether and then too another dynamic. I don't know if you was gonna bring this up is if you meet that person's family and their family seems cuckoo or it's drama, it seems like it's in the family, or even outside of the parents, the siblings, if they have baby mamas, baby daddies, does that determine if you're going to move further with that person? Like, say for instance, I meet a guy, I'm feeling them, I go to meet his family, but they kind of like they hood. I'm not, we kind of South hood, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about they hood, like ain't no, I'm talking about immediate family, you know what I'm saying? Because, family on both sides gonna be ghetto, but I'm talking about immediate family.
Listen,
they kind of hood, they living outside of the moral standards that I have for myself. I don't necessarily know if I can continue a relationship with him because I don't want to necessarily marry or get myself involved in it. Is that a deal breaker for you guys? Like if you meet a woman and her family just seems like literally crazy or full of drama.
Marquel, be careful how you answer that question, Marquel.
He on the show, listen, he can be real.
He can be real.
Right. Marquel, don't let them bait you. Don't do it.
I'm gonna say this. Before I got in my current relationship, I ran down my list of crazy on both sides. I want to let you know what you about to get yourself involved in. We got drug dealers over here. We got drug addicts over there. We got some Christians over here, but we got some people that drink over here. Some ladies of the hours over here. We have to run down the list. I want you to know. So this child come out to be off the rock a little bit. You gonna know exactly what's going on. But yeah, background definitely makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? Background definitely makes a difference, and family dynamic definitely makes a difference. One thing I learned. Deal breaker. Oh yeah, it can be a deal breaker. Yeah, it depends on how y'all talk to each other, how crazy y'all get. Yeah, like that makes sense.
We get crazy, bro.
No, because you know what?
Y'all don't disrespect each other, call each other out each other's names and stuff like that. Like some people take it real far.
No.
We've had
hold on, no, Jericho. Bring that little back.
If her family crazy, that's a deal breaker for me. And I mean, like, throw it off crazy, like you said. If they just super hood and ghetto, now I don't mind a little hood. I mean, I'm from Southwest Atlanta, but if they super hood and ghetto and crazy and throw it off and stuff like that, no, because if you marry that girl, you marry her family too.
Yep.
I told my best friend in high school before he married his wife, because me and him, the girl he married, I used to date her sister for a little while. And I saw how crazy their family was. And I told that boy, I said, boy, if you marry her, you're going to be attached to them folks for life. You already got a baby with her, but if you marry her, bro, it's over with. He did not listen to me. And that boy married her, and listen, that boy been walking across hot coals ever since. I told him, I said, you marry her, you marry that family. Yeah, I can't tell you how many people they done had to let stay in their house, let borrow money, done tore up the car.
You got to think about that kind of stuff.
But when it comes to that, though, but when it comes to that, that is up to your spouse or significant other, because they also have to put a nip in it. But if they know that this is the type of dynamic that they have in their family, then at some point they have a decision to make. They're like, no, I'm not gonna. There's a certain limit. Like, they didn't have to have all them people move in their home and do this and that. If he would have put his foot down on something, or she put her foot down on some things as well. So it's like Marquel said earlier, it's a conversation that you got to have. Let me just read this one comment. I'm gonna come to you, Marquel. Justine says, I don't think that's a deal breaker. Everyone has the one family member. What matters is how your partner is to you.
We ain't talking about one, baby.
We talking about several.
No.
I want to say this right quick. A lot of times it's cycles. You'll recognize certain cycles within families. And when you coming in a family that's kind of dysfunctional, don't fix it.
Right.
Don't even put your hand trying to fix it. If they ain't aware enough to get their own stuff together, because sometimes we normalize the BS. We make the BS normal, and then we'll bring you in the world and try to make that your normal too. Well, they just drank all day and sit on the couch. They ain't gonna do it in my house. No, that is not gonna work for me. Yeah, and if you don't fix it, it'll cause problems at home. So you definitely got to be careful. Once again, take your time. If you're single, it's okay. Take your time, date somebody, because forever is a long time to be with somebody. And I know it's a long time.
And if you marry a girl who got a crazy family, make sure when y'all move far away to beyond the bus line so they can't come visit you. Move to Douglasville, Powder Springs, Peachtree City, wherever Marta can't reach.
Mark, you got some static that goes in and out sometimes on your end. I told you on that name was Wi-Fi today.
I am. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So I want to go to this comment. I seen it earlier, and I think Sasha is the one that posted it. And I think, Jerky, you would probably be able to respond to this first. She said, if I can find it, she said, what about your kids, Jericho? What would you do if they didn't like the person that you were dating? Would you?
Well, that's a kind of trick question for me in a little bit, because I just recently found out that my kids don't want me to be with anybody. So, so I thought that they were praying along with me for a stepfather. I thought we was in agreement as a family, but I just recently found out within the past 6 months that they are against me getting married. So I doubt they would kind of like anybody that I bring around, knowing that they don't want me to get married. But I would kind of, in a situation like that, I would let them, warm up and see what they, how they interact with each other. If they don't interact well, if they still don't get along after the time we spent together, or that person has spent with them, then it's definitely a deal breaker.
Jericho, all I would do is buy your kids a PS5 and I'd be their hero. That's all I got to do.
Hey, Jericho, play that same game on them. Y'all don't like somebody I bring around. I ain't gonna like nobody y'all bring around.
All right. I don't like. Well, they outside, but they can hear me.
If they
I don't like my
boyfriend,
son.
tell your boyfriend just buy him a video game, and I promise you, he gonna be their hero. That's all. Kids
Right.
are not hard to please. Kids ain't hard to please.
Well, no, see, my children are different. They actually, well, my son, my ex was very involved. Ever since we met when he was 4, 5, and we dated for about 6 years, and he was very involved in his life. Like he was at all the games. Stephanie could testify. He was at all the games. So he likes, he just actually told us that in the car, yesterday, actually, when we left Vanessa's place, that, he, missed that. Like he is grateful to him that he taught him a lot of stuff. He, played sports with him. He enrolled him in sports. So I think that's what my kids, that's what they're looking for.
So why you break up with him?
Because we were dated for 6 years and nothing came of it. You know what I'm saying? It was time waste. I mean, well, I won't say time wasted because he was beneficial when he was around, but at the same time, as you grow older and you want more and that person not on the same page as you, then it's time to cut ties before you waste 10, 15 years. Like I'm a big stickler. I do not like wasting time. And with him, I was shocked because most of my relationships don't last past 2.5 years. So if you get past 2.5 years with me, like it's going pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very mistake. I do not like wasting time because that's one thing that you can never, ever, ever get back. So yeah.
I think somebody has you might have your volume on. One of you guys may have your volume on with the feed. So I'm getting the feedback or whatever from maybe your phone or something like that. If you have the volume on watching the show at the same time, I'm not sure. I just heard some feedback. But good point. Dr. Shay, hey, I seen all the pictures you was over, you and Miss Alice, y'all were over cruising and y'all look amazing. I just want to say this. But she said, don't listen to those kids about staying single. It will never change, even when they're older. I had to check my grown kids about that.
It doesn't change? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, your kids don't want you all to themselves.
I thought once they got older.
No, it don't get no better, like I said, yo.
Yes,
we just take your kids. We just take your kids to Six Flags. We'll win them over. Six Flags.
First of all, my children are well versed. That my daughter wants to go to Dubai. And she's 11 years old. She wants to go to New York. So I gotta have a man. The other reason why I gotta have a man with money because my kids are expensive.
Ain't nobody taking them kids no Dubai.
My kids are going to Dubai.
They better stay with your mama. I ain't taking no kids no Dubai. We going to Disney World. That's it.
Well, Mark, you said you only take yours to go to Corral anyway, so
that's right. I do. That's right. I like you to have options.
He just got to keep up with his weekly hair treatment. That's all it is. Can't afford it.
Listen. Okay.
He going to Boston, y'all.
Listen, make sure you got all that carpet fresh out your hair before you put it on. Okay, it gets itchy.
Oh, have mercy.
Look, so we said that. So Mark, you said that in dating, your parents, their opinions matter, but you don't base your decision on being with somebody heavily on your parents' decision.
No.
What about you?
No,
go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah. I think you know what though, Marquel? I think it's different for guys than it is for girls.
Right. Way different.
Yeah, it's way different because women are more, and I'm not saying this from a sexist. I'm not being sexist, but women are more vulnerable. And so men, we go after the woman that we want. So it's like for guys, your parents' opinion ain't really, it matters, but it don't matter.
It don't matter.
So
what say you, Marquel?
It don't matter.
Yeah.
They don't, because women vet women differently. You know what I'm saying? The minute another woman come in the room, she's sizing her up. It could be mom, it could be auntie, it could be sister, it could be cousin. They not judging them off the same basis I am.
Right.
Yeah, they looking at something completely different. So a lot of times people give you advice. sometimes you gotta look at the space they in.
That's
Right.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you gotta look at Marquel, that a woman has to have certain attributes. Is she a good? Do she know how to cook? Do she keep a clean house? Do she got an attitude? Do she got this? For guys, it's do you got a job? Do you got a car?
That's not
Right.
true.
That's it. That's the for real.
It's simple.
It's simple. Do he got a job?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
He got a
simple.
car? Yeah. All right. Well, so far
You
so good.
want to know why most women lose kind of men at sometimes? They overcomplicate him.
Yeah. Pretty much.
He is simple. Keep it down. Don't overcomplicate him.
Okay,
Don't
say
you-
that again, Marquel. You said the reason why women do what now?
They lose good men sometimes is because they overcomplicate him. Don't overcomplicate him. He's simple. You know what I'm saying? Keep him right there. He's simple. It don't take much.
But okay, so Mark, you're saying that most men don't get judged on the same standards as a woman. Long as if he comes to your family and say, say a girl brings a guy to her family, you're saying that her family is only going to be concerned if he got a car and a job. That's not true.
That for the most part, they're gonna ask, do he got a job? Yes. That means he can provide. Do he got a car? Yeah. That means he can ambulate and navigate. The other thing might be, has he ever been to jail? And if you ain't never been to jail, you got a job and a car, so you in.
No, that's not true.
Marquel, am I lying?
I'm gonna say this. My mother-in-law said something to me because that's what she's gonna be eventually. She said something to me a couple weeks ago. She said,
Make an announcement right here on the show. Wait a minute.
She said he's single.
Did we just get an announcement about future engagement on the show?
Maybe.
That's a baby.
For the reception. Y'all be the host for the reception.
But I would say this. Y'all mother said something to Vanessa a couple weeks ago that she shared with me. She was like, I go to church, I'm single and I don't have no kids. Just those three things right there alone.
That's it. And that's why
Just those three things alone.
Static, Mark, a whole lot of static.
I'm sorry, but that's why I stay winning. I go to church. I'm the son of a pastor. I got a job. I got a car. I ain't never been to jail, and I ain't got no kids. I stay winning, bro. That's it.
That's not the only. Those are good qualifiers. Don't get me wrong; those are good qualifiers. But those are not the only qualifiers because you can again. A guy can have all that and still be cuckoo. A guy can still be crazy. How is he going to talk to you? Because at the end of the day, and I think I alluded to this earlier, that a guy may have money, may have all of that, but he has narcissistic traits. He's going to treat you like trash, talk to you like any kind of way. So those are great qualities. Don't get me wrong, those are great qualities, but those aren't qualifiers.
If you got the spirit of discernment, you'll recognize real soon. It won't take you forever to go around the sun and see that this ain't him on that. This ain't it. You'll really know if a guy constantly talking about his money and always making money and money moves, red flag right there. You know what I'm saying? Like just always money. And like I say, you got to know how to vet a man and what to pick. You got to know how to vet a man. You got to.
Well, since you threw that out there, and we doing good with timing, guys, give yourselves a hand. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Sasha said, I can honestly say guys have met my fam, and I wasn't really serious with them like that. Yeah.
Don't
you
mean
did
that.
them all.
Well, it depends. I mean, like I said,
She
it depends on
young.
your family unit. You know, our family unit is like we rely on each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we value each other's opinion in a way, even though we don't necessarily put it in a good way, but we value each other's opinion. So, I guess that makes a difference too. Like I said, like now my sisters are not gonna, like she said, they're not gonna like anybody at first anyway. Probably it's gonna be a good
not that way.
Years before we actually no, this is honest. It'll be a good several years before we actually can bond.
She's speaking for herself. Jerry's speaking for herself. I'm not like that. I'm not like
well,
that.
it takes me a good couple of years to kind of see the patterns, the cycles, what's going on here because I'm very family oriented. I've always been overprotective of my family, even though I'm the youngest. I've always been the overprotector of, the overprotective sister because, I've always, kind of questioned some of their,
As you did question yours.
Kind of gullible there, you know what I'm saying? So I have to make sure that they're not being played, you know what I'm saying? So
like I said, Stephanie, Jericho gonna keep all y'all single.
No, I did not receive that.
But
go ahead, baby. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was done.
Well, let me ask you later something. Do women pick what they want, or do they pick what God have for them?
That's a good question.
What they want.
A lot of people are picking what they want. That's why divorce rates are so high.
Because a lot of times I find women to take a man that she know ain't hitting on then up to God and be like, can you fix this for me? And I be looking like, God be looking like, I know what I made. I know exactly what that is. So I'm just kind of curious why women don't use the discernment when it comes to God. Like, why do they bring something they know ain't it to God and be like, hey, can you fix this?
Well, I think in today's society, a lot of women are feeling urgency as you get older, or the ratio of men. Some people kind of feel like, hey, it's no perfect men out here. I better just jump on the best thing that I possibly can and work out whatever kinks I can work out. I think that tends to happen, and I understand, because it's like, most people, you want love, you want relationship, and again, it's like dating in this day and time is a different ball game. So people sometimes feel like, hey, like if he at least got these certain traits or these certain qualities about him, let's go for it, and hey, let's just work out the other stuff, in the wash.
Yeah, that's what it really boils down to. A lot of women are just, for lack of a better word, desperate these days. They feel like I'd rather have a little piece of something than a whole lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they will see the red flags and just pray to God. God changes them. When actually, like I use this, this script all the time. God says, I wouldn't be a good father if, you asked for a fish and I gave you a stone. Like, what good father does that? So if a natural father wouldn't do that, how much more would a heavenly father? So I really believe that you get what you ask for. And if you ask for what you really desire, then that's what you will get. But if you settle, then, I do believe in counterfeit. I do believe you could be praying for God for someone and the devil send a counterfeit that looks almost exactly like what you're praying for. So then that's when you have to go into the vetting mode to vet this person out to see what they, are they really the one? But that's why, I guess, like me and Stephen was saying, we could be married to anybody by now, but we don't want to settle for who God doesn't really have for us, because like I say, I'm in a group where I see a lot of I'm in a married women's group, and I literally read them stories often a day, and the horror stories that I hear from the women who are miserable, who've done things quote unquote the right way, and they are miserable. They are being cheated on, abused, in narcissistic relationships with mother-in-laws from hell. All kind of situations. One lady,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Some people are saying there's some noise or some static in our background. I hear it, but I don't know. People are saying, check the volume, what's going on? Some static. Does anybody have their volume on another device while you're talking on this one, or looking at it from another device?
No.
It could be all them bobby pins up under Jericho's wig.
It might be your AirPods that you got. It's an echo. Somebody has.
It's like a rumbling sound.
Yeah.
Somebody has something on, I think. One of y'all have like the device on one.
Or a fan. Oh, somebody said or a fan on. I have my ceiling fan on. Let me see.
That might be it. Please turn it.
Hold on. How do I remember?
You did something because it stopped. Oh.
What were you saying, Mark?
No, I still hear it too, but I forgot. I don't even know what I was saying. Lord have mercy. What was the
Well, it might be yours then, Mark, because I still hear it too.
No,
sorry, guys.
I do the thing on my AirPods every other week.
Okay.
So it can't be there. And I'm sitting in the same spot I sit in every week or every other week.
Okay. The professionals say everybody press mute one by one, and you'll find out which phone is coming from. Okay, not everybody at the same time. Mark, take yours off. So this is live, y'all. Okay. Oh,
all right.
Jerk, are you on?
I think he's muted. Yeah, he's muted.
I think it's yours, Marquel.
Is it?
It might be because once you did mute, then it went off. Let me mute you. Yeah, I think it might be yours.
I don't hear no more. Maybe the camera rumbling.
Yeah, it might be your phone. Okay. All right. Somebody says sound is gone. Okay, thank y'all. We trying to work it out.
I hear it again though.
It's back.
I think it's me. I got it.
Okay. I'll get your chance to get it together. But what were you saying, Jerker?
What was I saying?
Carl said, I see you my producer invoice.
Well,
I appreciate it. We'll work out the details.
So what were we saying? I forgot.
You were saying about the group that you're in, and you know.
Oh, right, yeah. So I see a lot of miserable, marriages, women that are married. So I don't want to settle for that, because this question was, do women just pick a man they want and then take them to God and ask to change, or do they actually take the time to get the man that God wants for them? And that's which stage I'm in now, because I have no time to waste on anybody's son.
So do you just go into a relationship head first, like, I ain't wasting no time, what we doing? Like, you go on 3 good dates and be like, look, why we tripping?
No, I'll give it as I get older, like Steph said at the beginning, I thought, my first boyfriend, I thought he was gonna be my husband, growing up in church and growing up in a 2-parent home, and that's what you've always seen. That you kind of feel like, that's what you're supposed to do. But as I get older, I realized that, you have to really get time to vet people. And that's what I didn't do in my past relationships. Now that I'm nearing 35, I'm not the same, 18, 19-year-old when I started dating. I was 18, 19. So, yeah, no, I do. I date intentionally now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just date just to date. I date intentionally. I'm dating to marry. So if I don't see you as somebody that I will marry, then I'm not going to date you.
Wait a minute, hold on. So you have to see marriage material in a dude before you'll go out on a date with him?
I have to see your character. I have to see what type of character you have. That's why I don't do online dating and stuff like that, because you can't really see a person's character. I'd rather meet, because most of the people that I've dated, I have been around in some sense, either college, worked together, or we ran, have had a run in a couple of times or so, or met them while they were working, so I could kind of pick up on some things about them, versus online where you just going blindly just by what the person is saying. It could be a total lie. So I do like to meet people authentically and genuinely to kind of get to know their character. Not saying husband material, but if I can, for instance, if I go to the gas station and you outside with a long white tee on and some, some Air Force Ones, and you trying to holler at me, it's probably going to be a no, because I don't even see you as somebody that I will marry, just based upon your appearance, how you're carrying yourself, your location. I mean, it's a lot of things that factor into that. So things like that. Now, if you don't you think that's a bit prejudice, a little bit? If you're gonna, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying, but if you're talking about, you just said you have to judge a person's character, but then you just made a judgment call about a person's appearance. So that's why I'm like, first appearances are everything. Well, I mean, the job does
true.
You have some restaurants that you won't even be served.
But does the enemy not come as an angel of light? I'm just saying.
But
look at you see these
the crackhead not coming looking like a crackhead. The duck not coming looking like a duck.
Jerica, you so hard. Lord have mercy.
I am not hard. People always, I am not hard. I'm very observatory, if that's even a word. Like I'm a people watcher. You know, I'm a very quiet person because I watch and observe. You know what I'm saying? I observe situations. I observe people's life experience. I observe my life experience. So a lot of that has brought me a lot of wisdom. You know, and I don't. You know, in the Bible, that people had a gift of wisdom. Like I really feel like I have a gift of wisdom. Like I just can know these things. You know what I'm saying? Like I just know, and I'm not being funny or putting myself on a pedestal. I just know. You know what I'm saying? And I can sometimes look at a person and pick up on that personality. I can't explain that, but sometimes I can do that. So I mean, that's just what it is. I don't try to be hard, but like I say, I'm a very stick. I do not like wasting time. I really don't. And that's even a part of my profession. I do that professionally. So I'm really I do not like wasting time. So if I see any little thing that's a red flag, I'm cutting it off.
Okay, Stephanie, do you dive in here first, or do you just, stick your toe in the water and see how it goes?
I won't say I don't dive. Like I said, a lot of times where I don't know for other people growing up in church and being like a minister, a female minister in church and stuff, it's kind of like ingrained in you, or maybe it was just, me. It's kind of ingrained in you to not waste time. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling y'all earlier, how I was like, okay, after a few days, what is this? Early on, where's this going? And then I made my match with somebody I didn't know like that, and they want to go on a date, and I was like, I don't know you, especially off of no date app, because if I've been around you enough times, like maybe we went to the same church or we worked together, I got a chance to kind of see who you are a little bit, not fully, but a little bit. But like if I don't know anything about you, I don't have no point of reference at all, I'm like, no, I definitely do that. But I will say, like, I'm intentional, at this age and point in my life, I'm intentional. I'm dating with intentionality, with purpose, that, to see what you're about, to see if you could be a candidate for somebody that, could be long-term marriage and things like that. So I'm not just like, oh, woo, just gonna have a little fun out here. Like, no, I don't have that kind of time to be playing. But, like when in my 20s or something, but me
still in your 20s. Still in your 20s. Okay.
I received that in my heart of hearts. I feel like I am.
You know what? Women are the only people that I hear use the term "I'm dating with a purpose." I'm dating with a purpose. Y'all are the only ones that say that, man. Like, what does that even mean? I'm dating for a purpose.
That means we're not wasting time. How many times I got to say that? That means we know what we want. We know what we're looking for. We know what our end goal is. And that's what we're going after. If you don't want to follow along that path with me, then scoot out the way so I can add who has that same mindset as me. And this is the problem here we finna go. This is the problem in the Black community with the men. Men do not date for a purpose. And they don't, because we don't think generationally. We think for the here and now. We don't think about our great grandchildren. We don't think about the Black civilization 100 years from now, or what we're building for them. And that starts at a family is the foundation of any great civilization or people. And
but Jared, let me ask you something. But is that fair? Is that fair? I gotta dive head first into a relationship with intentionality for my great grandkids? That's not fair.
Absolutely, it's fair. Are you a believer? The Bible says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So
I get that, but it didn't say from the first day we met.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying date when intentions date. Okay, I'm looking to marry. I need a woman that's going to rear my children up in this way, to pass this knowledge that I have. I want my children to be this way. I'm looking for a woman that can rear children this way. I'm looking for a woman that's marriage material. I'm looking for a woman, but y'all don't look at it that way. Like I said, y'all look at it from here and now and see this is why our community and our culture and our people are suffering. Our families are destroyed because nobody thinks like this. Everybody is thinking, what can he do for me? What can she do for me? Are they gonna pay 50% of the bills? Is she gonna pay 50% of the bills? Like we have this conversation of like tit for tat, but if we look at the bigger picture, because we're looking at economically, marriage is also a business as well. And you, in order to pass wealth, like y'all say with the 50-50 situation, that you can't build wealth or whatever on one income. So you can build wealth better when you have two people who have the same end goal, and then you raise children who have that same mindset, who have children that have that same mindset. This is how you pass it on. But and again, this is why we're losing.
That's not fair though, Marquel.
Hold on.
When you met your woman, when you met your lady, was marriage the first thing on your mind when you met her?
Now, when I first met her, I was like 18. So now it was not the first thing on my mind. I would say this, what he ultimately trying to say, Jericho, is before we go that far, let me see if I at least like you first.
Thank you.
That's what he's saying. He's ultimately saying, let me just see, let me test this out. Let me see if I like you a little bit. Let me vet. Let me give it a little time. That's what he's ultimately saying. But I'm saying nobody will ultimately hear you if you come on the first date with the whole helmet. You better you better have a 2-week plan. You better marry me. You better know where we're going in 2 weeks. I ain't got this kind of time to be wasting on that. That's how men internalize it. That's what he's ultimately saying.
But I don't think okay, go ahead.
I don't think even though I'm dating with intention, I don't go to a guy off the rip like what it's gonna be, what you looking for in the future. I don't make him feel that way. I'm talking, conversating, but in the back of my mind, I'm just weighing things out to see like, okay, is this a good person? Or yeah, I do get it. Like some people you might just connect with whatever y'all become friends that comes out of, but I don't go in like on the first date, like, you know, do you want to get married? When you want to get married? How do you want to get married? I don't know, but in your mind, you are just kind of weighing things out, seeing what his personality and stuff is, you know.
So let me ask you a question. When you go on that date, right? Name 1 or 2 questions you ask this man.
Oh, no. Yeah, name 3 questions you ask. I want to hear it.
Name 3 questions you ask this man.
When I go on my first date, generally, when I've gone on first dates, it's generally just small talk conversation. I kind of flow with what he's doing or kind of just trying to get a vibe or feel from him. So I don't go in right away like asking a lot of questions on that. It just depends. I can't remember right now, but I don't go in like, you want to get married? I don't go in like that.
You might not go in like that, but you definitely vet him for the long haul. You definitely vet him for the second date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know that, that's definitely a question of mine. What is your 5-year plan?
Right.
You asked that on the first date?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
You're not supposed to ask what your plans are on your 5-year plan. That's a basic question.
Listen, most men don't know what they do in 5 days from now.
And see that's why, and that's another red flag because he's not a man.
Fair.
It is for me. It may not be a flag for some women. It's a flag for me. If a man doesn't, first of all, I'm like I said, I'm past 30. So if you don't have a 5-year plan, this is meaning that you don't have. Right, I am, but I'm 25 plus 5. But if you don't have a 5-year plan, this is not showing that you are a man who have much ambition or goals.
No, that's not
people
true.
have goals in their job. Companies have 5-year goals, and churches have goals that they have. Like
that's a business or a corporation or whatever. I'm not a business. I don't know what life is going to bring me from day to day. I may have some plans. I may have some ambitions, but I cannot tell you what I'm going to be. Right. I can't tell you what I'm going to be doing 5 years from now. I can't. I swear I can't.
Goals doesn't mean that
turn it upside down, baby. And see if
for the
for the volume. they might do it.
I'm sorry, this is me. Can you hear me better now?
Okay, I think that is better.
Okay.
It's a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not. I can't even tell you what I'm gonna be doing 5 years from now. I can't, and I don't think I should be judged because of that. Because I can't tell you what I'm gonna be doing 5 years from now.
You don't think you should be judged over that, but a woman with common sense, if a man doesn't have a 5-year plan,
Wait a minute, because your sister just said she don't do that. She just
but
said
it's never worked out with anybody that she's been on a date with either.
That's not.
I'm saying it in a way like okay,
that don't mean that was the reason.
Jericho, everything you've done to me, gonna come right back to you.
Right.
I'm not saying it in a hostile way. I'm just saying.
shots fired.
Everything
not
you've
the
done to me,
reason.
Jericho, gonna come right back to you.
Go up there.
She just said you ain't got common sense and you ain't good at picking out men. Oh my God.
I'm not.
Shots fired.
That's not. He's taking it out of context as he always does. That's not what I'm saying.
Marquel, what did she say? She said if a woman with common sense would ask a man that. Stephanie says she don't ask them kind of questions on the first date.
It depends on the flow.
But what I know my sister, what I'm saying is wasn't saying it in that way, but what I'm saying is she did ask those questions, and I know in her dating history, she dated people that did not have a 5-year plan, were not goal oriented.
I won't say that with every person I dated.
I'm not saying. I said some people she dated did not have a 5. They were not goal oriented.
Y'all see this little back and forth with Kimberly and Ryan right here?
People always take me out of context. Like I really wasn't being petty.
Jericho,
like I don't understand what's coming. All this coming
Jericho,
from.
you a bit too honest, man. You're a bit too honest.
Stephanie.
Jericho.
What did she say? Now, Stephanie, be my witness. What did she say? She said a woman with common sense should ask a man about his 5-year plan. That's what she said. Stephanie said when on the first date, it's just chit chat. I don't ask them deep questions like that.
I'm not gonna say. I won't say that. It depends on how the flow of the conversation is going. I won't say that it's always been like that. It depends on how the flow of the conversation is going. So
I know she's asked that on some dates. I know personally she's asked that on some dates. I'm saying
the better question is how important is that to her though? We know with Jerry, you better come with the blueprint of your whole life mapped out with Jerry. But Stephanie, seriously, do I gotta have a 5-year plan?
I would hope so. I mean, because at the same time, the Bible says, without write the vision, make it plain. Without a vision, the people perish. So if you don't have a vision, you should at least, even if you don't, you should at least have some type of idea of what you want to do in the next 5 years, because I do. I have a 5-year plan.
Pushing forward to it, not just
yes. I'm not saying you got to have it all the ducks lined in a row. You got to know every single thing that you want to do in that 5-year plan, but you need to have some type of something. You got to have some concepts, at least 1 or 2, 3 things like, look, this is what I want to be. If you want to, if you're not a homeowner, be a homeowner, things like that. Where you want to be financially, maybe you want to have a certain amount of money saved. I think it is important. Now, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's not important, but like I said, I don't, from what I can remember now, I don't know, maybe somebody I've gone out on a date with will watch this show one day and be like, nah, you was running me down the list. I don't think, to my knowledge, like I said, it depends on the flow of the conversation. I'm really just, and then too, like I said, it depends on, like, did I meet this person at work? Did I meet this person at church? Have I already had some type of conversation or things like that? As it relates to, like I said, now that I'm on the dating apps and things like that, I don't know these people. So I'm having to learn, all of who you are. And so, it just, like I said, for me, it just depends.
But another reason why I asked that 5-year question too, like I say, I'm dating with intentions. Like I want to be married. I don't want to just be somebody's girlfriend, or old lady, or whatever the new term is, wifey, for year after year after year after year. And I asked, what is your 5-year plan, to see if he is also looking for marriage within those 5 years. If he doesn't mention anything, but I'm looking to settle down, be married, have my child, have a child, or do this and that and other, then I know this is somebody that wants to play around, wants me to play wifely duties, with no actual real commitment. So that's why I asked that too, because if a man that is seriously looking to marry, he's dating to marry, then that would be one of the things that he lists in his 5 to 10 year goal.
No, but see, that's the difference between men and women. Y'all want to be married. Men, we want to.
That's the difference between black men. Say black men, because it's definitely not no other nationality.
Look, this is a term. We were talking about meeting the parents.
No,
we talking about black men, because every other race of men.
All men. Women want to be married. Y'all want the idea or the notion of being married. Men, we want to meet the person that makes us want to get married. I want to meet the person, but y'all are in love with being in love.
Black men, men, because they don't think generationally.
It ain't just black.
Because it's very true. Because I can tell you this: it's an African pastor that I watch. It's several African pastors that I watch, and they have singles conference, and it's almost at the singles conference. I mean, these men are praying in tongues for hours at singles conferences, and it's more almost just as many men in those conferences as it is women, and these men are travailing in prayer for their wife. So just say it's black men in America, because they feel like, because of the statistics that say
I'm not going to put a qualifier on that. I'm not going to put a qualifier on that, because it's not just black men. Men of every race. That you got men of every race that do right by women and do wrong by women.
Look at that's true, very true. But look at the average age that a white man marries, that a Korean man marries, that African man marries, and look at the age that an average black man marries. He'll wait till he's farted out.
No. You know what?
You're talking about before he starts to marry.
Cultural. You're talking about cultural. You're talking
right,
about an American
so
standard.
we can say black men.
An American, but we can't say black. Now we can say an American standard.
Okay, well, even in American standard, we go by American standard. Look at the cultures in America. White men marry at a higher rate. They have longer marriages, and they generally marry younger than black men. You can look these up.
And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because they can afford to get married.
No, it's not.
A lot of black people can't afford to get married.
Do you know that we were marrying when we were in slavery? Do you know that we were marrying in slavery? Do you know we were marrying in even when we were
having brooms then? And it wasn't nothing to get married. I'm talking about right now.
No, it was time to get married back then, because wait a minute.
Listen,
because back then in slavery, when they got married against the owner's will.
We don't look for no house. If we live in the same slave quarters,
they had the risk of being killed. They had the risk of being killed if they got married, and they still did it. So what is the risk that black men are facing now by not getting married? Other than dying early, other than being less wealth.
One reason I tell you is the welfare system. Because the welfare system, the way it's set up, the way it's set up is ladies will give you everything you need.
Oh, Lord. He's going to where Carl said. He's going to where Carl said.
Regardless of how many kids you have out of wedlock, but as soon as you bring a dude up in here, as soon as you bring a man into the equation, we cutting you off. And that right there has systematically torn black families apart. The welfare system. Because it eliminates the presence of the man.
Let me say this. You said, hold on. Oh, we don't want to talk over each other. You said, and this then shifted. We then shifted to a whole nother. We're going to use this for another subject. But you said that it's not easy to get married, or it's more. People can't afford it. You can't afford not to get married because two incomes are better than one. What are you talking about? Two incomes are better than one. You talk about when people are trying to make it on their own. That's much harder than you having two people coming together, pulling your resources together. Y'all establishing something together. All of that money is coming to one pot. Y'all building it, working in the same household. How is that harder? Go ahead, Mark.
Are people willing to work together?
That part.
Are people willing to work together? I agree with you, Steve. It's going to take more than one of us to make it. But are we able to put our BS to the side for the bigger picture? That's the big right there. Are we willing to check egos at the door? or we wouldn't put pride aside for the bigger picture.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we have this tit for tat, like I said, among black men, black women, because you don't see this in any other race. You don't see.
6 more
Yes,
minutes,
you
guys.
do. Yes, you do, though, Jeff.
You don't see
race-
podcast after podcast after podcast of white men on podcasts bashing white women, saying they're lower standard. If they're single parents, then they are of no value. You don't see white women on podcast after podcast after podcast talking about how white men have cheated on them, how they have left them as single mothers. You don't see them on there bashing white men. You don't see Asian podcasts.
That don't mean it don't happen, though.
It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen at a rate that it happens in the black community. And we can see that because we can look at the marriage statistic. This is real easy information.
But go back to that question I said, are we taking who we want up to God, or are we choosing what God wants for us?
But that's true, but everybody is not quote unquote a believer. So you have people of all faiths and all, you have people that are atheists. At the end of the day, it's a matter of, can we, as specifically the black community, come together, like you said, put egos to the side, pride to the side, because it's like black men and black women, they have us through media, have made us into competition with each other in order to compete and to separate our families. And it's like, black women, we're frustrated because, and I can only speak for me and a lot of black women I know, we're frustrated because we know what the system is doing to our black families. We know what the system is doing to us as individuals, keeping us apart. And we're trying to get black men to get it, but it's like it's going in one ear, not the other. And that's why I say black men have become the white men of the black community.
Well, I'll say this. I won't say that it's all black men. You know, like I said, I think a lot of times we generalize. It's not all just on men. You have a lot of women that are going crazy too, and don't have, they just out here for a fun time too. Or I've seen where women have good men who be at home. They ain't out lollygagging, they ain't out cheating, they ain't out doing things or whatever. I know particular, they're not together anymore, but I was rooting for that. And I didn't have no attachment to him, but it was like, I saw he was a man that was at least trying. Was he perfect? I don't know all the details about it, but from the outside looking in, I saw he was making effort. He didn't hang out. He coached his son's football games. He, worked. He did everything. And this woman was not the best. She didn't keep the house clean. So I can't say that it's all men. That's why I say it's really, you gotta look at the balance of both sides. But I know that we didn't jump. We got 4 more minutes and we're gonna wrap it up at 10:30. Well, 3 more minutes now. We're gonna wrap it up. Once I know your topic tonight was what parents thought about your dates. You all talk about marriages in the past. She said, podcast, learn to stay on your sad topic. Oh, we got red. Mom Duke's red. Wow. She said, stay on the topic. But you know how we do, boy. We shift gears in a minute.
Look, Mom, stay out single folk business.
Carl said, but black men are married at a higher rate than black women. But
yeah, they divorce because they marry outside their race, and they have the highest divorce rate among anybody they marry. Black men have the highest divorce rate, whether they marry white, whether they marry Asian, whether they marry whatever they marry black. They have the highest divorce rate. So then you have to look at it. Take it back to elementary school. What is the lowest common denominator? It's black men.
And I will say this, Carl. And I will say this, Carl, you can't really say that because at the end of the day, black men have like you said, I think in you all's podcast, The Loveless Marriage, I'll shout y'all out. You were stating, I think on y'all show or either on the show when you was with us, that men can choose. Y'all have more options to choose good quality women. So I don't think that you can necessarily say that part, but
you can choose more women, but you can only marry one.
All these days, nice Asian woman. You got polygamy on a rampage now. He said black women should focus on building families with other races. Go where you're loved and not tolerated.
Look, we right here because for the longest, And I still have hope for the Black community because, you know, we are the chosen ones. We are the children of Israel. So, you know,
Don't you date no white boy, Jericho, because his mama ain't gonna like you.
Yes, she will.
I don't think she would do good in that community.
I absolutely would, but I'm seeing that I see a lot of interracial couples, Black women now are marrying outside of their race more than they've ever, because we have been forced to, because 1 out of 4 Black women will never get married. That's just the statistics. So we have been forced to go outside that race. What I do notice is that when Black women go outside their race, they appear to be loved and in a less toxic situation than Black women with Black men. And this is, I'm not being funny, I'm not trying, but this is what and a lot of Black women have been observing, and a lot of us have been saying we need to just jump ship on these Black men because they not gonna get it. And I see a lot of them are loved properly. They are as dark as me. They are darker than me. They have it's a combination of single parents, a combination of women who are don't have no degree, all the things that Black men would consider a low value. And these men get these women and they cherish them. They put them up on a pedestal and they have them living good. So P, I agree with you on that. We have to go where love, because as you can see how many times we talk to Black men, they're still not going to get it. Now they talking about the passport bros, where they want to go to other countries and get women like concubines or slaves almost. So they really just want robots. These are the men. Black men are going to end up with those, you know, those dolls they have, those sex dolls. Goodbye. And I really think, and that's why I think a lot of Black men are homosexual, because it's like they don't like women. They really just want you to be a sex toy, and they don't want you to say nothing. They don't want you to have an opinion. They don't want you to require anything of them. They just want you to be there. They don't want you to.
Give me a hug right now, Jerry. Give me a hug.
Jerry, we're gonna have a long talk after this podcast, so we're gonna have a
I think when you have Black men now ready to, they're willing to hang with their friends over dating and settling down with women. I just really feel we have a lot of down low men. They may not admit it, but they may be suffering because they have too many issues with women. What man doesn't want a woman if he's not homosexual? You gotta have all these complaints about a woman. She got to be like, no, when has that ever been in the history? In the history, a woman just had to have a vagina and knew how to cook, and she was okay. Now, Black men want you to have a perfect credit score. They don't want any stretch marks. They want you to have your own home. They want you to have 3 degrees, no children, no. They want you to be a virgin, but they want you to be a freak. Like, they have too many unrealistic expectations. They're canceling out all the women. So the only thing on your list, no kids, perfect credit score, 6-figure job that help you pay. That's a man. Just admit that y'all want men.
Let's go here. Pastor Sean Ware, hello, Pastor Ware. He said when Black women go outside their race, they act totally different. They are quiet and meek. With a Black man, some are loud and rude.
Absolutely false. That is absolutely false.
Amen.
Absolutely false.
Let's go here. We about to close it out, y'all. Give us
absolutely false.
We gonna have to, y'all. We didn't went totally. This was meeting the parents. But it's cool though. It's fun. Carl said the Black men I'm around love their wives at the highest level. Maybe you should change your circle. That's a Black man right there.
The Black men you're around want their wives to pay 50-50. That ain't the highest level.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Jericho, that's not pleasing you. That's your problem.
Sasha, this is the lightning round. I put it up earlier.
No, the men you're around want their wives to pay 50-50. These Black women that get these white men.
You cannot be satisfied. You can't. You cannot.
Black men can't be satisfied. That's the point.
Yes, we can.
You cannot be satisfied.
Becky can satisfy us. Becky know how to satisfy us because she know when to be quiet.
Now you static in Mark. That means it's time to go. Let me just ask this. I
want to call you a nigga because you know, I told you that's coming.
Oh Lord, here we go.
If she ain't calling you one, her daddy and her uncle definitely.
She's crazy, Pastor Ware. Pray for her. She's crazy. Sunshine said, I need the brothers to speak up. Listen, Carl said ain't no 50-50 men over here, y'all. This is a lightning round. We count down. We count down because we finna go. But let me ask this, and this I want to ask this, and this might clear the air. I don't know for future shows because we always seem to go back here. Jerica, are you open to being with a black man? Do you want a black man, or are you? The world wants to know because
and be honest.
At this point, no. Because I just feel like they're lost cause at this point. The last show I said I had hope. The last show I said I had hope, and I still want a black. But at this point, there's no hope for a black man.
You putting it out for everybody to hear.
I don't care.
Whatever.
Black men have become useless. They do not hear us. They do not see us. They complain about everything we do. Wow. They claim they want these white women, these ambiguous women. Let them go.
You don't even realize you're sabotaging yourself right now.
That's true.
I'm not sabotaging. If sabotaging myself means not wasting the rest of my youth on a man that's gonna cheat and gonna divorce me, because the black divorce rate is.
White man can't do that to you. You really think a white man can't do that to you?
I understand that. What I'm saying.
Carl made a good point, and like I said, in certain parts I agree, but I don't think that all black men are, and I think that's a bad thing to say.
I didn't say all.
You sounded like you. Carl said.
I didn't say all. I said black men have become used. I didn't say all.
That's all I said. All.
It's implied.
Carl said you're raising a black man, and that's very true.
I'm raising a black man, but I pray to God that he's not like most of the black men in this society. I pray to God.
You ain't gotta worry about that because you ain't gonna let none of them near you. So you ain't gotta worry about that.
I pray he's not like black men in society. I really do, because I want him to. I'm very serious, Ebony. I feel like, how many times are black women going to say the same thing? If we can say that's bad to say, but look at the numbers. Look at how many black women are actually. There is a higher number of black women that would never get married. Now let's be real. Let's look at the numbers. Let's pull them up. Let's pull up the statistics. There's a higher rate of black women that will never get married in their lifetime, because we refuse to date outside our race. We keep trying to hold on to black men, and where has it gotten us? I mean, let's be serious. We can talk about the few people that we know that are in good marriages, quote unquote, that we know that they show. We can talk about the few people that we know in good marriages, but for the most part, look at how many single black individuals that we know, black women and black men. Look at it.
You don't think it's single white women out there? You don't think it's single white women and white men out there?
Not at the rate that there is black women. These are simple statistics that you can look up.
Forgive me for what I'm about to say. Forgive me for what I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
Forgive me for what I'm about to say. The same way some trash ass men, it's some trash ass women out there too.
No, we can't say that.
The same with some trash men, some trash women out there too now.
Absolutely, I agree. But when we're talking about overall the rate, if it was so many,
it's way more, because it's way more of them than it is us. So it's way more single white folks than it is single black folks.
Yeah, I agree with.
That's why it's sad, because it's more of them, and we still have a lesser marriage rate than they do.
Okay,
this finna be your sister-in-law, dog.
Look, I will have open arms.
Look, Pastor Doran says she'll be okay with a white guy until they are causal. See, I think Jerka, I agree. I think, yes, I understand that there are a lot of women, black women, who are wanting to get married, and yes, the dynamics, but I also say we cannot just say that it's all black men. We cannot say that. And I think that it is very sad. I think you might be coming from a place of hurt and of frustration, because a lot of women have experienced. As a woman who's 39, I've never been married. Could I have been married? Yes, I've ran across some good guys or whatever that I possibly could have got married to. I wasn't ready, or either it wasn't the connection for me at the time. But I will never say that all black men, if I ever get married, because again, my happiness is not hung on the head of me getting married. I'm happy. I'm genuinely a happy person right now. Do I have moments where, oh, do I want to get married? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm a woman. I'm attracted to men. I desire to, one day be able to connect with a man that I feel like we are compatible and we can be together. But at the end of the day, I will never say that all black men are worthless cause. The devil is a lie. I don't believe that. And as a 39-year-old woman, I'll never let that come out of my mouth, because I know that there are good men out there. There are some good men out there, black men out there, just like there are good black women. But again, we have to open up. We have to open our circle.
You said that yourself. You just came out your mouth and said black men have way more options than
they
we have.
do, but I'm not going to say all black men.
I'm not saying all black men are worthless. What I'm saying is, whether they're worthless or not, black men are not wanting to marry. This is what I'm saying.
That's not true.
I don't understand. They look at the rate. If they want to marry so much, why aren't our rates higher? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all keep making it seem like I'm just talking out of my mouth. Like, statistics prove what I'm saying. Black men are not trying to get married. So why are black women still trying to stick with black men when we can move outside of our race and get married, the marriage that we desire? I'm not saying that if you want a black man, hooray. I pray to God that I can find what I'm looking for in a black man. I pray
but
that.
Not saying like, not talking like that.
But from what I'm seeing, it's not there. And like, it's simply not there. Where are all these good black men? Mark, where are your good black male friends that's ready to marry? Marquel, how many good black male friends you have ready to marry?
Because nobody got marriage on their brain like that.
See, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
Hold on, let him talk, Jeremy.
We haven't met the person. That's because we haven't met the person. I'm not going to think about marriage if I ain't met nobody I want to marry.
So all these good black women and nobody is available for marriage.
I'm sure they are good, but I'm not gonna know if she's marriage material just by looking at her, Jerica.
We know that. Nobody can know if somebody's marriage material by looking at what I'm saying. You just said we're not thinking about marriage. This the whole issue. You just proved my point. They are not thinking.
I'm single, so why would I think about marriage if I'm not dating anybody? Now, if I'm dating you and I like you and we're progressing, then I will think about marriage. But if I'm by myself every night, I'm not thinking about marriage.
But I'm saying it goes back to a 5-year plan. You don't even have it in your 5-year plan, so it's not something that you're even aiming for. This further proves my point. Black men are not wanting to get married.
You want me to plan on when I'm gonna fall in love and get married? You want me to plan that out?
Are you trying? Are you out there intentionally dating? That's what I'm saying. Okay, if you're not, how many of your black male friends have come to you and say, "Hey, Mark, like I think I'm ready to settle down. Like I'm tired of, I'm ready to be."
I have a few homeboys. I have a few. How about 4 or 5 homeboys is kind of like ready in that realm to settle down. But we don't talk about
out of those 4 or 5 homeboys.
Hold on, Joe. You have to let them talk. You have to let them finish. No,
because I want to ask this question before he says next point. Out of those 4 or 5 homeboys, would you allow your sister to marry them?
Yeah, hands down.
Okay.
Hands down. I would. I trust them with everything. I would. But we don't sit around and just talk about marriage. Like me and Mark ain't gonna have no conversation like, dog, man, I can't wait. I'm gonna have on the black tux, and it's gonna be that Coming to America theme. You know what I'm saying? And the hoes of money. We don't sit around and talk about it like that. I'm gonna know what Mark the one when he be like, dog, this it right here. This it. This. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't always complain about black women. It's a lot to be said about black women. The strength, the pride, all that good stuff, encouraging. But like I say, as long as black women have a reason to be angry, and I get it, but black men also have the same reason to be angry as well. Like I say, when are we gonna start working together and stop blaming each other for everything and start working on one accord? But your points are very valid, Jerk. I get what you're saying. And like I said, a lot of it is probably coming out of frustration.
No, it's not. It's frustration because of the simple fact that, like, if we're gonna, I listen to Claude Anderson. I listen to a lot of historians. I listen to a lot of people who have been in this fight for Black people to rise economically, to end the wealth gap that Black people are in. So when you listen at that and you know that it's going to take the community coming together to build the family unit. See, this is what I'm saying. Black people are not going to get anywhere unless we build our family unit. And if Black men keep having the mentality of, because they think, like I say, for today and now, white people don't think like that. They have it planned out for years what they're going to do and how they're going to get to where they want to be. They have it planned out like that. Don't tell me that these politicians, these lawmakers, these people that are in a high power, they don't plan out what they want to do for the next 10, 15 years. You see what I'm saying? They have it mapped out. They have it planned out to wipe the Black people off the planet, off the face of the earth. And see what I'm saying? Like, we are playing these tit for tat games between Black men and Black women. We have serious issues going on. They're trying to annihilate us off the face of the planet. They're trying to replace us. They have given everybody rights but us. They're trying to replace the Black people with Hispanics and everybody else because since you have come out of slavery, you are not needed in this country anymore. So what I'm saying is, if we stop looking at the here and now and the small, minuscule things that we bicker over between Black men and Black women, we have to look at the bigger picture. We have to build a nation, or else our children, our grandchildren will not survive, or they won't have nothing. They'll be back in slavery. And if we don't open our eyes up to the bigger picture, then we'll repeat our history and we'll be back in slavery, but in a different form. And the only way we can combat that is by building a family unit. This is the whole reason why Martin Luther King was assassinated, because the Black family unit was supporting his movement, was supporting Marcus Garvey, was supporting Malcolm X. And so they had to destroy the Black family unit. That's why they brought in the welfare. So these are things. So when I think about it along that line, that's why I'm saying we have to wake up and stop this tit for tat and build our family unit. And if Black men are not going to stand up and build their family unit and stop trying to, for lack of a better word, hold around until they finally get old and feeble, and then they want to settle down for a woman to take care of them, then we're not going to have any future.
Who hurt you, baby? Who hurt you?
This is a fact. White people have hurt me. They have hurt my people.
You do realize per capita there's way more white people on public assistance than there are Black people.
That's true.
Way more. Like, yeah.
More of them than it is us.
And I'll say this.
That's why I said per capita. But,
and I'll say this. Go ahead, Mark.
No. Go ahead, Stephanie.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I get what you're saying, Jerka, and you do have a lot of validity what you're saying. But if you're talking about us coming together, you saying that Black men are lost cause, that's not helping to come together. So again, there has to be some, I think, healing. And this might go
because how many times have we said this to Black men that we have to come together, and they don't get it.
But
that's why I'm saying the Black race is going to be a lost cause if Black men do not step up as leaders. They want to push everything on Black women and say, well, what Black women ought to do. They're supposed to be the leaders, and we're supposed to follow. But it's like the Black women have been preaching this for years, and they're not getting it. They still want to think that it's okay to sleep around with multiple women, impregnate them, don't be in the home, and then it's the woman's fault for that. Like, it always turns to be the woman's fault when they have used, abused, destroyed Black women, and then they'll call us crazy. They'll say we're not meek and
Stephanie,
yes, sir.
I'm just done. Like I say, this is a further point, lost cause, because I done gave you several valid arguments, and it's still going.
Can we get
I think we'll try to call her up. But look, we're going to close on this note because we're coming on 2 hours, y'all. We always do this, but it gets good. I hope that the viewing audience, I hope you guys have been enjoying the show. Listen, we don't ever mean to hold y'all this long, but it just ends up going this way. We may have to change. We may have to change back to 8 o'clock, guys, because we just be so much. We know y'all got to go to work. But I want to end on this. Sunshine said you have at least 3 to 4 friends on here. She's talking about what your statement was, Marquel, that need one of them good homeboys. Where they at?
I got you. I got one right now.
You care anything about them? Don't introduce them to Jericho, boy.
Yeah, because one day they'd be hooked like a fish.
No, they'll be terrified. That's what they'll be.
Well, listen, I do want to put this out. there. Once we start building and you know, building our momentum or whatever, this is our, I believe, our seventh or eighth show. So we're still under 10. We headed to the 10th mark. As we start building, hey, for all the singles out there, we know we got married people on here too. But for all the singles out here, would y'all be interested in turning this into a little dating, not necessarily turning into a dating show, but having dating show moments on here where we give single people the opportunity, since Jericho saying, you know, we got to get the people together. What you gonna say?
I hope Jericho get somebody black as Wesley Snipes. I really do. I'm talking about the blackest. I'm talking about,
man, I welcome him with
listen, I want to cut lights off. We can't find him. He's so black. I promise you. And I want him to come back on this show.
Beautiful black children, but
you already have. Yeah, I mean,
I want to keep producing beautiful black children.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't. You color struck. You want to wait. You want to wait, man.
My sister know me. She know what I really want, but what I'm saying is,
I think what you really want don't even exist. I don't think they make that kind of nigga.
Well, hey, and if they don't, I will be single because I will not settle for less than what I desire. And if you're not coming with what I desire, whether you black, white, blue, or purple, then
well, the Atlanta Humane Society should be your next stop. They got some cats that need adoption.
And you know what? I take all of them because I'd rather deal with animals than I deal with people.
Wow.
Pray for my sister, y'all. Pray for my sister. Pray for us all.
For what? For what? I'm praying for my quail. That's what I'm praying for. He getting ready to marry into this family. I'm praying for my quail.
I love that. They're gonna be just fine. They're gonna be just fine.
I don't know. It's you I'm worried about. It's you I'm worried about.
Has never wanted to come, has never not wanted to come back. I just put it like that.
What?
No ex that neither one of us has not wanted to come back.
Well, you know, spells are real. You know what I'm saying? Witchcraft is real.
Yeah, I got out of that a long time ago.
I don't work roots. I'm with the blood of Jesus. So don't cast that over here.
Right.
No, I'm just saying, you know, witchcraft is real. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
If I always want to come back.
Listen, I hope
always.
Stop said put me up, my wrist down. Well, listen, y'all, we're gonna call it a night. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Y'all can listen if y'all have any topics that y'all want us to discuss. We know we kind of get sidelined quite a bit, but if y'all ever have any topics that you guys want us to discuss, please feel free to comment. Let us know, message us. We would love to get your input on this. Again, it's been a great topic. We started off talking about meeting the parents, the weight of the family's opinion. And I guess in some way this kind of ties in because the weight of the family's opinion is real on
Absolutely.
But we love you guys. Leave us with some closing remarks, Mark. Kevin Samuels 2.0. A one-state closing remark.
Listen, y'all, I love y'all. Live long and prosper. Jericho, listen, I love you. I just want you to know I love you. We're going to get through this together. Yeah, we're going to get through this together. Rise above the hurt and the pain. Rise above.
Not hurt, not in pain.
You is kind. You is smart.
Very much so am.
Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. Thank you. Jericho, go ahead and give us some closing remarks.
Again, you guys, like I tell Black women all the time, vet. And now I'm going to add this connotation. If you cannot find what you're looking for in your own community, do not be afraid to step out to find what you're looking for. If you cannot get it from a Black man, please get it from some other man. Because what one won't do, another one will. Have a good night.
Run. Gentlemen, run.
Yeah, mercy. I'll leave with this. You've got to know, first of all, God, I believe first, and I agree with what Mark Wells said earlier, is that, of course, I'm Christian. I'm a believer. I think y'all.
Excuse me.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Oh.
But I think you gotta, in this dating world or whatever, we really do have to be. We have to be prayerful for one, because there's a lot of things out here. But I think you gotta stay optimistic. No matter what it looks like, no matter, because if you lose hope, what else you have left if you don't have hope? Don't do that. You gotta have hope. And I think that I feel like if you are negatively looking at something or whatever, then you're gonna always see the negative of that thing. But you gotta stay positive. And at the end of the day, overall, you gotta just trust God. And what is for you, it will come if you continue to be optimistic, if you continue to pray and seek the Lord. And if it don't come in that season, then maybe it's just not your season. But you still gotta be happy within. I think that's what it starts with. So that's my closing remarks. Normally, I really don't even have no words. Normally, I'm not without words. But right now, it's definitely time for me to go to bed.
And for Marquel speak, for those that say I'm not saved, y'all see that tambourine up there? I had a house instrumental. I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. So I don't want to hear none of that.
I doubt it. I doubt it. You feel with something, but Holy Ghost is questionable.
Jericho, I love you.
I love you too, Marquel.
I'm here for you. I'm gonna always be right here for you. I got your back. Hey, I want to tell you, I appreciate y'all for having me on the show. I'm like a rapper. I just want to thank God right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank God in the kingdom and all of this holy. That's all I got to say.
Don't do it. Read some literature on the side.
Yeah, and we sorry about the technical difficulties. Like I said, we under our 10th episode, so we still newbies in the game, and we're gonna try to get the kinks worked out. We're gonna try to get the kinks worked out. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's been a great show, a great time with you guys. And until the next time, go in grace, grow in love, and go in peace. We love you guys. We out. Bye.
Pray for us.
I'll meet you backstage.